Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here if you're here, and if you're watching the recording, welcome to the recording. I promised you that I would do you an update on Lottie, and that's what we're doing this evening. So 6 days ago, on the 12th of July, can't even believe it's only it's 8 days ago. It's 8 days ago. There you go. I can believe it was 8 days ago. Lottie arrived in the country, and she's doing really well, and I wanted to update you on her progress. I'm going to endeavour to do as many updates as I can and give you information on dogs. So if there are dogs that you can remember and you'd like to know how they are, do just let me know. Let me know. So I've got some videos and I've got some photographs for you. So I want to share with you the video that we received from the amazing Jenny Kim introducing us to Lottie. And she has been rescued from the dog meat farm. So I want to show you this video. So here we go. Let's try again. So you can see in this video that this is Lottie in the dog meat farm. This is her in the cage that she has been brought up in, or brought up in, existed, grown. She is about 3 years old, and so she's lived in those conditions for the majority of her life. And as you can see, they're wire cages. There are dogs in the cage next to her. And if you just pay attention to the floor of the crate, this is what we're always saying to people, that the dogs live on a wire mesh, which allows their pee and their poo and all the detritus that goes along with being a dog and eating food and drinking water, and it just falls out of the bottom. But what that means is for our dog meat trade survivors is that they never connect with terra firma, because they're always living on the metal cubes around the spaces, as you can see. So it's just a grid, a metal grid, and it's very, very, very difficult for the dogs to gain purchase on that. And as we know, just play, I'll just show you what happened with Lottie when she was rescued. So that was Jenny Kim rescuing Lottie, and you can see that she's now in the shelter, and you can see the difference. So you can see a solid ground. So she's not having to teeter on the edge of and have her nails, trapped by and splay her feet. So a lot of our dogs have splayed paws because their toes are trying to get purchase on the wire meshing that they're standing on. So there's lots of differences here in the shelter. So you can see that she's on a very solid floor, which is fantastic. Look at this. She's got fresh food, and she's got here fresh water, as we'll see in this next photograph. So this is something that the dogs don't have in the dog meat farms, because they're not well looked after. They don't get fresh food. It can often be the entrails of the dogs that have been killed before them, or just rubbish food. Water is not available for them all of the time, so they learn to exist in the scorching hot temperatures that we've experienced this week, sort of 40 degrees and so on. They learn to exist in those temperatures. It's incredibly sad. And whilst we're all dutifully looking after our lovely dogs here in the UK during those terrible temperatures or terribly hot temperatures, these dogs don't get the same consideration at all in these horrendous dog meat farms. So they live a very extreme existence. And I think the chosen word really is existence. I can't see if you're making any comments. If you are, I'll try and work that out as I'm going through the live stream at the moment. So just bear with me. Bear with me. I'll do what I can. I'll certainly do what I can. So then we move to a picture which shows Lotte being enriched, having someone interact with her. She's an intelligent and she's a friendly dog. And this is one of the trainers at the KDS shelter in Korea. And they're engaging her brain for the first time in her life in an enjoyable and productive manner. So, you know, teaching her to give her paw. It's an amazing achievement for a dog meat trade survivor. So very many of us now in the UK, we have lots and lots and lots of families now that have all shapes and sizes of dogs, all breeds of dogs from the dog meat farms. And everyone will know that that's an amazing image that's just there, and just how amazing Lotte actually is. So I'm going to show you this little video of her interacting with the trainer at the... Oh, wait a minute, let me get rid of that. There we go. So this is the shelter at KDS.
She's a running leash. Very easy. She learns easily. Good girl.
So you can hear Jenny saying, you know, she's used to the lead, which a lot of our dogs are not used to when they come here to the UK. So she's an amazing girl. She's used to the lead, and she's very easy, is what Jenny is saying. And what we interpret that to be is that she's friendly and she's smart and she's gentle and she's wanting to interact, which is fantastic. Of course, she is with Sue Reader now. So she's been with Sue and her family for 8 days, and she's doing really, really well. And we wanted to share that story with you. So I am just going to show you her with Dali. Dali is one of the dogs that has come over, adopted by Louise. And here she is with Dali. Dali's a cracking dog as well. Absolutely brilliant, doing really well. Has been here a week or so, about a week longer than Lotte, and you can see them both interacting here. It just stops in a weird place, but let's just watch that again. I just love it. Look at Dali's waggy tail there, and Lotte's saying, "Oh, I don't know, do you like her? We met." Look at them using those incredible noses to sniff each other out. It's fantastic. And of course, we can see, you probably see on that video, that Lotte has on the right side, she has a beautiful black ear, and on the left side of her head, she hasn't. So in the dog meat farm, she lost both her tail and her ear. So we don't know what happened, but in the dog meat farms, the dogs can be victimized. They can be very much sort of set aside for abuse. We have had that in experience that. Or it could be that they've been roughly handled and the cage door has trapped around their tail or their ear, or it could be that the tail has kind of gone through the the metal gratings, and it might have become a plaything for the dogs next door, in the next cage. All sorts of things could have happened. What we absolutely are 100% certain of is that she would not have received any medical care for her injuries. We are absolutely certain of that, because we don't see any evidence of the dogs that we rehome having had any medical intervention in a dog meat farm. So this young lady has experienced a terrible pain and suffering, and she's had to endure that. She's only 3 years old. So in the last 3 years, if you just think about the last 3 years when we've been locked down in COVID, and she's been locked down in that horrendous crate, a cage of hers, and at somewhere along the line, her tail has been ripped off. And at another point, her ear has been ripped off, and she's just had to endure the pain until it healed. And miraculously, it has healed, which is, it's just a terrible, terrible travesty. And this is why we're so committed to the dog meat industry, and to ending the dog meat industry, and to rehoming and rehabilitating the dog meat trade survivors, because they are so strong and brave. And they are captured and captive and have no option but to endure what they endure until Jenny and her team come along and rescue them, literally rescue them. And then we then play our part by introducing them to amazing families in the UK. And those amazing families like Sue and her family choose this wonderful girl and give her the chance of her lifetime to come and live with a family and to enjoy the wonderful experiences of living here in the UK. So I'm just going to show you this little video. This is her walking with one of the trainers in Korea as well. Here she goes. Look at that little girl, trying to make sense of the world around her. You know, what is the world now? She's been used to a cage. She's been used to being roughly handled and roughly treated. And suddenly she's doing things that she's never done before. So she's got to build up her muscle system. If you watch the video, you would have seen a weakness in her back legs. And that's the same for all of our, oh, look at that girl. Isn't she absolutely gorgeous? And that's the same for all our dog meat trade survivors, that they usually have a physical weakness that just takes good nutrition and good walks, and gradually increasing their exercise and happiness, and amazing things happen. They get physically fit and physically well. Let's have a look at the next picture. What am I going to show you next? So I'm going to show you her. This is her journey. So on the 12th of July, she met this wonderful flight volunteer who sponsored her to fly into Paris. So this is a lady who was flying to Paris, and sponsored those 4 dogs. And the 4 dogs are all now doing really well. They're all at different stages of their new life and their new development. But they all have a new life now, and a new home, and a new family. And so this is her in the biggest crate just here. I don't know whether you can see my cursor on the live stream, but this is her in this big crate here. And they arrived in their homes on the morning of the 13th at around about, I think the last dog got into their home about 9 o'clock that morning. So I think that she got into her home about 7:30, possibly even a little bit later than that. So it's a hugely long and arduous journey for them, where they're on in cars, then the plane, then a van, then a car, then their final car. So there's 5 different modes of transport in order to get them here into the UK and safely. And what we notice is that although that journey is very, very arduous, what they do is they forget that arduous journey. It becomes, it merges into their past as they begin to develop their future, which is wonderful. And I want to show you this lovely photograph of her. Sue said she loves sleeping amongst the flowers because her senses, as we know, dogs' sensory awareness is 250 million scent receptors as opposed to our 5 million scent receptors. And what we do know is that when they engage with the earth, it triggers something in them. It triggers their understanding of who they are to be a dog. And their DNA really kicks in, and we can see it. We've seen it time and time again, where a dog has been able to scratch at the earth and sniff at the earth, and something comes alive within them. They suddenly realize who they are and what they are meant to be. So that's her. I wanted to also show you just the damage that had been done. So Sue took these photographs. And this is her ear. This is her left ear, which is quite mangled and quite badly hurt. So it's badly traumatized. And regardless of that, she's the friendliest, happiest little girl. And here you can see that although she has a right ear, as we saw in the videos and photographs, Sue believes that she's had damage to that ear too. So what on earth has happened to that girl, we will never know. But what we do know is that she's left it all behind now. Let's just see her now in a wonderful video of her walking with her new dad here in the UK. I just think that's fantastic. Shall we watch that again? She's walking down a UK street with cars on one side and garden walls on the other side. And look how cool she is. It's amazing. And I love that. Look, there's multiple leads on there. She's got the tracker on her collar and she's tied around the waist as well. So, you know, like those canny chase leads. That's our protocol for keeping all our dogs really, really safe. We have a particular protocol that we've developed over. We developed it quite quickly when we had a few incidents, and we kind of put our brains to work and worked out what was the safest way of keeping our dogs really, really safe. So that is the amazing Lottie. I will just see if wait a minute, there are some comments. Hooray! Oh, thank you. That's amazing. So I can't see people's names, which is a bit bizarre, but we've got 3 comments. One is, that's so amazing. What a lovely girl. You're absolutely right. She is amazing and she is a lovely girl. And I've said hi. Make sure comments are working. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And God bless her. She is so lovely. Enjoy the rest of your new life. Thank you for that. So we will make sure she gets that message. And what a lovely ending to a really sad start. It breaks my heart. I mean, all of us are in tears. I met up with Jackie Langford from Soy Dogs the other day, and we had lunch together, and we're talking dogs and rescues and all sorts of things, as we do fairly well catch up as often as we can. We were in tears the whole time. We were welling up the whole time, and that's what this is about. So there are tears of sadness and there are tears of joy as well. And I feel quite emotional for this little girl. I think she represents so much about what we do, so much about the amazing families that take our amazing dogs into their homes and give them these incredibly, incredibly wonderful new lives. So that is a tremendous Lottie, absolutely tremendous. We knew from the videos that she was a bit of a cracker. All our dogs are crackers in their own way. We knew that she had really good skills, and we were delighted when Sue chose her, because it's a big deal, right? Because it's a very big deal to take an unknown dog into your home, but supporting the cause and giving Lottie the best home she can ever imagine having is our aim. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn our attention to another amazing little dog who is still in South Korea, still waiting for someone to notice her. She's a lovely girl called Dorothy. She's about 5.5 years old, and I'm just going to show you a little video of her.
머리도 쓰담쓰담 해주세요. Dorothy. Dorothy, good. 살짝 뽀뽀 한번 해주세요.
So we can see in that video, when you watch that video very carefully, you can see that she is brave. She is fearful. She needs a lot of confidence building. She's a beautiful, soft, gentle soul, and she needs a home to come to. Without that, she doesn't get to start her life in the way that Lottie has. So she needs someone who's going to recognize her beauty and recognize her potential and give her the home she deserves. She's actually been overlooked, and we don't understand why. So we've known about her since February, and I'd dearly love to get this wonderful little girl over to the UK. I think she's about 5.5 years old. She's never had a home to call her own. She has been bred into the horrendous dog meat trade. She's been rescued by Jenny. She's gone through full quarantine. She's ready to fly. And we do have some flights coming up soon. I dearly, dearly love to get her on a flight. So she's going to need a lot of confidence building, a lot of support. But I want to show you, in fact, I've got a few photographs of her. So just bear with me whilst I click back to that. So I've got a photograph of her. It's pretty much the same as the one that you can see, actually. But there we go. So, you can hear Jenny talking to her. You can hear her thinking, am I going to die? Am I going to die? And she's trusting that she's not going to. But I can see a girl who's given up. I think Dorothy's given up. I think Dorothy thinks that what she's experiencing in the shelter is what her life is. And I don't think it's working well for her. The shelter is a safe place for our dogs to be, but they only begin to truly grow and shine and relax and be happy when they come into homes here in the UK, for sure. So we'd love to get Dorothy into a wonderful home. I'm just going to go back to comments because I saw a few comments. So yes, she is. Whoever said, oh my God, she's beautiful is absolutely, absolutely right. She is absolutely beautiful, stunning. And I want to share with you a little girl that came over a couple of months ago. She's probably been, time just goes so quickly, doesn't it? But she's probably been here since about March. She spent a couple of weeks in foster, and then she went into her adoptive home, and she's been there since. And this is the beautiful princess. And for me, Dorothy reminds me very much of Princess. I want to share with you. Let's just have a look at a couple of photographs of Princess. So this is Princess now. She's no longer in the shelter in South Korea. She's living a beautiful life. She's walking the hills of England. She's at the highest peaks of mountains. She's in the valleys and she's in the streams, and she loves life. She's everywhere because her family take her everywhere. Here she is with her brother Kai. We did a long, slow introduction because we wanted this relationship to go well. And when you do long, slow introductions with your dogs, you just get a bond that lasts for life. So it's worth the couple of weeks of just taking it easy. And that's exactly what we did, or exactly what the adoptive family did, Angie and Anna, with Kai and with the beautiful Princess. And you get a bond which just grows and grows and grows. So let me show you Princess on a walk. Here we go.
With birds singing.
I'll get rid of that.
And Princess and Kai are being very...
And there she is on a beautiful walk. Kai's off the lead, obviously. He's a pro, and Princess is just learning the ropes. But look how beautifully she's walking already. She's doing incredibly well. And this is her working on recall. I'm going to show you this little video. This is Princess working on recall in a tennis court. What a brilliant place to work on. Look at that face. Look at her eyes. Let's play that again. Look at her ears, her tail. Look at how relaxed her body is. Just observe this as she runs across that tennis court. Brilliant, brilliant recall. Brilliant, beautiful ears, a lovely sit. She's got things to look forward to and enrichment every day. And I'm just going to go back to Dorothy because that's exactly what we want for Dorothy. So just imagine in a few months' time when Dorothy has got the same happiness, relaxation, sense of fun, use her brain as Princess. That is what we want for all of our dogs. What I'd truly, truly love is for someone to say, Dorothy is the dog for me. So if that's you, please message me privately. It's perfectly fine to do so. If you think you can do a foster, and fosters usually last for about 6 months, I would say, with a dog like Dorothy, to learn the ropes, to gain confidence, to meet other people and other dogs, and go places and jump in the car, all of those things. If you're up for fostering her, please do let me know. So has anybody got any questions? I'm just going to go back to the comments. Anybody got any questions at all for us? We're going to go live as frequently as we can. I want to make the lives worth listening to. And I want to bring you stories of our dogs because that's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. And also, if people can be brave enough to come on camera, show you the families and the people behind the dogs as well. And if anybody's got any questions, you can ask me. You can send me questions by direct message. Please feel free to do so. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'm going to leave you with that beautiful image of Dorothy, remembering Lotte and Princess, and how it's people that make the difference. So we can make a negative. We can have a negative impact on these dogs, like the dog meat farmers do. Or we can have a positive impact on these dogs, like all of our wonderful adopters and fosterers. Anyway, lots of love to you all. Take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.